me tell you something. When I heard Selena Gomez was coming out with a beauty line, I was like, who cares? But Miss Selena is doing it, okay? She said, I'm gonna prove you wrong. I love you like a love song, baby. She's doing it. She's doing it up. What's up, y'all? This is Duana, aka Glamazon 1026, and today we're coming to you with a face full of rare beauty. Did you know that Miss I Love You Like a Love Song could get you snatched like this? I know you didn't, because I didn't. So if you want to see how I got this face and all of the products I use from Rare Beauty to capture this look, stay tuned, okay? You're in for a treat. But before we go, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell to become a part of the Glam fam. We got a whole lot of good content coming up, and we got a whole lot of good content that is already up. So sit down, settle in, put my videos on a playlist, and just go through all of them. You got some good stuff in there, okay? So without further ado, let's get into this face. Okay, Miss Selena? Let's see what you're working with. All right, y'all, so we are going to get started. My brows are done. My face is primed. Rare Beauty does have brow products and face primers, but I did not buy them. So we're just gonna go and do what we gotta do with the rest of this face with Rare Beauty. So first things first, we're going to be using the Rare Beauty foundation, and this is in the shade 410N. I've used this foundation quite a few times, and I really liked it. Like, I was very surprised. So the first thing that I ever bought from Rare Beauty was their liquid blushes, because, you know, I love a liquid blush. That's my jam right now. I just love blush in general. And so I said, you know what? These liquid blushes are doing what they need to do. So let me see if I could try some other stuff from them and, you know, see what it's talking about. And so I tried the foundation, and I was pleasantly surprised at the blend, at the match. Like, look at that. That looks really, really good. Could there be some extra coverage, a little bit more coverage? Sure. But this foundation is lightweight. As far as how it feels on your face, it doesn't feel like very, very heavy. And I believe it's buildable, so I'm not really worried about the coverage. If I need any extra coverage, I can just go in and spot check on that one spot. So since we're not using my Fenty under eye brightener, we're just gonna go over this again with the foundation. I'm gonna put that on some places that I feel need to be covered. I'm gonna let the under eye sit for a little bit while I blend out the rest of the face. Then I'm gonna start blending out from the outer portion. And then we're gonna go in and blend under the eye to make sure that we have really great coverage. So if you saw my Sephora haul video, you know that I used this, and I said that it kind of mimics the Fenty brand as far as the concealer and the foundation being the same number are slightly different. Like, the concealer is a little bit lighter. So like if I got 410N foundation, I can get 410N concealer, and then it would be Brighten. But since I like to go a little bit above and beyond, I got 380W concealer. And so that is what I'll be using today under my eyes for some brightening, even though they're really, really, really well covered right now. But what I want to do is I want to brighten up. So we're gonna go in and use this little doe foot. And I like the shape of the doe foot too. It's different. It's like at an angle. Can you see that? I like that. It's good for getting up under here. And so while we're waiting for this to dry a little bit, I'm gonna go in and do my contour. I do not have the corresponding contour shade, so I'll be using a different product to contour my face, but that's gonna be okay. And I'll meet you when we're about to blend all of this out. Okay, y'all, we're contoured. We're about to blend all of the highlighter out. I'm gonna start with up here. Just give the under eye a little bit more time to dry down. I'm using a damp brush because I want it to be, even though I want it to have more coverage, I want it to be like blendable. I don't know how to describe it, but you guys have seen me use a damp brush to blend out my concealer before, and that's just what I'm continuing to do. Okay, so before I set my face, I'm gonna go in with both Joy and Love liquid blush. You know, just a little something. What I love about these blushes is that they're so pigmented and they blend out so well. I find that using a stiff brush to blend them out as opposed to like a more loose brush, so that you can keep the pigment concentration good. All right, so I'm gonna go in and set my face with my usual setting powder. Yes, Rare Beauty does have setting powder, but I did not buy it. Because honestly, I have so much setting powder. I don't need no more setting powder. So I didn't buy it. Now you see, this is a base, honey, okay? This is a base. 3 snaps for Miss Selena, child. So I zoomed in so that we can get our eyeshadow done. I'm going to just probably like speed through this so that it doesn't take up like 20 minutes. I have the True to Myself eyeshadow palette. And this was just like a cute little, and I was like, okay, I like this. I like this shade right here. I love that. And I like how it looks like the phases of the moon. I just thought it was a cute little palette. So I went out and got it. In case you were wondering, Rare Beauty concealer is also good to use as a eyeshadow base. So I'm just gonna be doing that right now, blending that out, and begin the eyeshadow segment. All right, so I'm gonna finish my other eye off camera, put on lashes and mascara, and then we'll finish off the rest of our face. Okay, so our eyes are done. I am going to finish off this face with highlighter and lips, and then we will wrap this video up. So for highlighter today, we are going to be using the Flaunt Liquid Illuminator. And I'm pretty sure I've said this on this channel before, but what I love about this is that A, it does not pick up any of the powder that you put down, and B, you can leave it on your skin and it won't dry down. Like, so, you know, sometimes you use liquid illuminators and you put them on your skin, and if you let them sit too long, it will just be like those on your face. But you can let this sit forever and it will still be creamy and blend out. And I thought that was amazing when I got it. I was like, oh yeah, we like this. We like this a lot. And then on top of that, I'm just gonna put Transcend, which is another one of her blushes. And this is like a pinky gold blush. And I'm just going to tap that in just to give me a little bit extra. Look at that, I love it. It took me a while. I knew I had some lip stuff from Rare Beauty. I could not find where I put them, but I found them. And so now I'm going to use this one, which is Fearless. I'm gonna try and use that as a lip liner. Actually, I think this is gonna look good all over the lip. Yeah. I'm going to use some liner to kind of give my lips some dimension, but this is how it's gonna be. All right, I'm going to spray my face down and meet y'all at the end. All right, y'all, this is the finished look. This is a face full of Rare Beauty. And let me tell you, this is a face. This is a face. A great place to start if you're looking into testing some things from Rare Beauty are the blushes, the liquid and the cream blushes. Also, if you're looking for a new foundation and concealer, this one is bomb. I love the liquid illuminators. Like, they're just so good. Like, look at the shine that I'm getting from them. Oh my gosh. The only thing that I think I would say probably hold off on is the eyeshadow palette. And it's not because it's not good. I think everybody could get a lot of looks from this eyeshadow palette. I just wish that the transition colors, like the mattes, were a little bit different, but I understand the theme that she was going for, so I'm not mad at it. This would be a great palette for beginners. I think that the eyeshadow is not for somebody who's going to be like, let me do like 4 different transition colors, 3 different shimmers, blah, blah, blah. I think it's going to be a really easy, simple looks. You can get quite a few out of these. And I feel like besides the lightest shade, which is Positive, and depending on your coloring, you might be able to get away with wearing this, but besides this, I feel like you could wear all of the mattes just as a single shade on your lid, and then you can pair like all the mattes with all of the shimmers, and you'll have some looks as well. So it's not a bad palette, it's just I don't know. I love a red tone brown, and there's no red tone brown in this. That's what I'm coming up with right now. So, but other than that, I'm really enjoying Rare Beauty. That is not something that I thought I would say ever. I'm really interested in seeing where the brand goes from here. Like, I did not think that I would like these products as much as I do. So as far as me purchasing anything else, yes, I would purchase more of the blushes and I would purchase more of the liquid highlighters because I love those. I think those are the 2 things that I could see myself buying more of in the future that I haven't done yet. So that's my review on Rare Beauty. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell so that you can be a part of the Glam Fam and know exactly when I upload. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Glamazon1026, and I'll see you in my next video.